system and is the cause for widespread anger in the public.
Now, head teachers have condemned the Education Secretary Michael Gove as he appeared at their union conference in Birmingham. The National Association of Head Teachers passed a vote of no confidence in his reforms, declaring that teachers and pupils had never had it so bad. But Mr Gove insisted he was just trying to raise standards, as Cordelia Lynch reports.
We work in a culture of fear, not one of working together.
Michael Gove, in the firing line, looks back calmly at his critics. The Education Secretary eventually raises his eyebrows to the room filled with head teachers and soon bites back.
If Ofsted is a cause of fear, then I'm grateful for your candour, but I'm afraid we're going to have to part company.
Relations are already strained, many tired from the pace of change in his pursuit of education reforms.
Sir, are you involved in education at all?
Teaching medical students is part of my job as well.
I see, I understand. Are you aware that Michael Gove had no experience in the field of education before he was employed as an educational minister?
It's become fairly obvious since he became a minister.
Do you feel that his role as educational minister has so far had a positive or negative effect on education in this country?
Completely negative.
Why do you say that?
He doesn't seem to understand. He doesn't seem to understand education. He doesn't seem like most of the current government doesn't actually understand the real world. Certainly, as a doctor looking after the patients of South East London, none of them seem to understand the population that live on their doorstep. And he is busy making a lot of ill thought through changes, which is distracting from what teachers should be doing.
I understand. Is there anything that you think he could do to improve his own ways?
Probably leave. Resign. I think he's beyond salvation.
There are some who are campaigning for him to teach a full term in a comprehensive school before he can make any more changes to the education system. Would you agree that this is necessary?
I think that would be fun. I think even if he actually spent a week trying to teach in a school, that would probably teach him something. Whether he's capable of learning, I don't know.
Because at the moment he's only taught one lesson or close to a day, and that's the only experience he's ever had as a teacher, which is rather bemusing.
And well, actually, that leads to a wider issue, is that politicians today, on the whole, are career politicians, and they haven't done something else first. So I'm old enough to remember when politicians came into politics after they'd often had a career doing something else, and therefore understood the world. And I think the real problem actually with modern politics is most senior politicians actually don't really know what happens outside Westminster. Yeah. So putting Michael Gove in the school would be very good.
Thank you very much for your time.
Was that enough opinion?
Hi sir, have you ever heard of Michael Gove?
Yes, I have.
You're aware that he's educational minister. Are you involved in any education yourself at all?
No.
Are you aware that he had no experience in the field of education before he was employed as educational minister?
I wasn't aware, but it doesn't surprise me. I know he was a newspaper editor or something at the time.
Yes, he was a journalist before. Do you feel that his role as educational minister so far has had a positive or a negative effect on education in this country?
I think he's caused quite a lot of turmoil without probably any positive so far.
Exactly, yes. He's had several bad decisions that some people might say. Is there anything you think he could do to improve?
It's hard to say because I don't have that much involvement in it, I suppose.
There are some who are campaigning for him to teach a full term in a comprehensive school before he can make any more changes to the educational system. Would you agree that this is necessary, perhaps?
Maybe not a full term, but definitely I think he needs to teach, particularly in comprehensive schools, so I can't imagine he's going to.
Yes, because thus far he's only ever taught one lesson in his entire time as educational minister, which many have said is by far not enough. Well, thank you very much for being an interviewee. Thank you very much. Cheers.
The Education Secretary, Michael Gove, has been accused of behaving like a child in his increasingly bitter dispute with teachers over the new national curriculum. The row is about his determination to make school children learn more facts.
Things are improving in the schools.
Algebra,
you're all
grammar
year
and
11,
heroes
you're all
of
doing
British
GCSE.
history. Michael Gove says his new curriculum will give
more
school
experiments.
children the
you want to go
essential
abroad.
knowledge and skills they need to succeed. But that's not the way many teachers see it. And the row between them and their political boss is getting rather nasty.
Extraordinary the way in
This was
which
BBC
the
Question
sort of
Time
curriculum
before
that you want to
Easter.
put forward. And I think that it's right, the criticism that's made of you, which is that you're trying to push us back to the future.
Well, you know, yada yada. I mean, the thing is,
yada yada.
Yeah, well, I will say yada yada.
I think it's a serious criticism, and frankly, I'm not the first to make it.
Yeah,
I'm not the first to
you
make
are not the
it.
first to make it, but it is
And
not
you
a
should
serious
listen
criticism.
to what people are saying.
It is not.
That
because,
put-down has infuriated the teaching profession.
I think that more people...
Now more than 2,000 teachers have signed a petition started by a secondary school teacher from Manchester stating they're tired of a yada-yada approach from a Secretary of State who behaves like a child. And they say that teaching a litany of facts and figures will result in the decontextualised testing of knowledge.
The cause of this campaign is simple. What we aim to do is raise enough awareness in the general public about Michael Gove that we can successfully demand that he spends a minimum of 1 month as a teacher in a comprehensive school before being allowed to have any more influence on the education system.